Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained artifact video. Oh, you're going to love this. The Tsul sarcophagus. It's Tsul. Tsul. The Tsul sarcophagus. I did a video a while back about the fall of the Cold War and the fall of the old Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War. And it was about UFOs, and it was about, how documents started coming out. Well, documents are still coming out, and people are still going through what was released. Documents released from the old Soviet Union recently caused a stir in the archaeological and anthropological fields. This apparently one of the documents says that in 1967 in Tsul, Siberia, miners were digging in a coal seam, roughly 300 million years old. What they found may literally change the history of man on this planet. I've done videos on unexplained artifacts found in coal seams, which simply cannot be. Go check those out. This is another such out-of-place artifact, oopart. The miners stumbled upon an ancient casket containing the perfectly preserved body of a woman. The woman has been dubbed the Tsul princess. Now, what we have here is a document. Nobody has, as far as I know, nobody's investigated this. Nobody's seen this thing, officially yet. So what we've got is a document. That's all we've got. But this is an official Soviet document. So we have to treat it with a, hold it with an air of credibility, credulity, because this was in the government archives. Okay. The casket or sarcophagus was embedded in coal, which means the coal formed around the casket, and the coal seam was 300 million years old. This is a time period when mainstream science says humans should not have existed. The Russian government apparently clamped a lid on the story and seized all of the evidence. They made sure none of the miners were going to talk about it. They buried this event probably even more effectively than their American counterparts buried the Roswell evidence. I mean, it's in America we had these things called civil rights. So yeah, the government could do a lot, but they had to be careful how they did it. The Russians would come in and shoot people to silence them. So, chances are these miners never saw the light of day again. That's all I'm saying. The casket, and this was the old Soviet Union, not Glasnost or whatever the fuck. The casket looked like marble, but shone with the reflective properties of metal. This suggests that the presence of metallurgy, engineering, and other material capabilities long before humans walked the earth. The Tsul sarcophagus was hidden away, and records of any testing are absent. The casket is said to resemble highly polished metal or stone and sports intricately carved decorations. A number of questions are then, I guess, required. Who created or fashioned the casket? Who is the princess? The embalming fluids are said to closely resemble modern embalming fluids, but the techniques far surpass our own. This body was perfectly preserved in a sheer white gown that lent an ethereal quality to it. That's what the document said. The Tsul princess' eyes were open, which gave her a haunting appearance. That's in the document. Now, again, all we've got to go by is this document. So we can't, there's no corroboration for this. But because it's an official Soviet government document, that says something right there. If this story is true, then it falls in line with other such unexplained artifacts, like the bell and the vase then the chain that were found inside coal seams, the gold chain. Yeah, I talked about that in some other videos. Eventually, mainstream science will no longer be able to ignore finds like this. Someone's going to have a shit ton of explaining to do. Not only about this casket, but about all the other items that were found. What we're being told about our history is a lie. We're being lied to, people. Now, I'm not saying that every find is legitimate. There are certainly hoaxers out there, absolutely. When somebody says, "Oh, I found this in a coal seam," well, let me see the coal seam. Well, I burned it. I was breaking coal for the oven or whatever. And if they don't see the actual coal seam, that's one thing. But there are lots of these cases where there are witnesses. Oh yeah, he was breaking that open. It's right there. Look, you can see where it was embedded in the coal. The coal formed around it. Or you can see where it's like a mold of the item found, but it's in coal. That kind of thing. Michael Cremo, I tout his book a lot. Michael Cremo is an excellent scientist. He's not an author. He is a scientist. So his book, Forbidden Archaeology, I've talked about this before, reads like a scientific journal. It is a tough read, but the stuff in there is, oh my God, prime. You got to read that book. Holy crap. They have been finding things for more than a century that simply shouldn't be. And nobody's allowed to talk about it. It is crazy. The book is Forbidden Archaeology by Michael Cremo. You have got to get that book. I've got it sitting in there on a shelf, and I'm still reading it because it's a tough read. But if 1% of all the stuff that we've found is legitimate, then mainstream scientists should be taken out and whipped. Because they're lying to us. They've been lying to us for more than a century. It's crazy. So yeah, if you get a chance, check out the book Forbidden Archaeology and do some research on the Tsul Princess, Tsul, the Tsul Princess, the Tsul Sarcophagus. If you know more, or if you find out some more information that I didn't have, stick it in the comments. And finding information on this one is tough, folks, so just be warned. Hope this finds everybody well. I would love to read your comments. I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. We elect cookie-cutter politicians every single election cycle. Yes men who maintain the status quo and do just enough to make us believe the system still works. Imagine, if you will, a president who actually tries to fix things. If you like action, political intrigue, and a righteous crusade, check out my political thriller, The Righteous President.